Hey yo, and welcome to another episode of Joker's Wild Side. I am Lobo,
I'm Jax.
and today we got a pretty long episode. A lot of football, a lot of wrestling to go over, so we're gonna jump pretty much into it. But how you doing, man?
Doing good. Got a duck hunt early in the morning, so
Nice.
go home. Well, we're going to be doing other stuff later tonight,
Yes,
and then I got to wake up and go on duck hunt. What about you?
man. I am exhausted. The last 2 days I've been kind of sick as the temperature's changing out here in Utah. Um, so I laid in bed all day for pretty much 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then I couldn't sleep last night, really. And right before I had to go to work. So it was bad. So I slept like 2 or 3 hours. Um, more than some, but I like to sleep my 6 to 8 hours. So I was dead at work right now. I'm going to push through this and I'm going to push through the other thing we got to do. And then suffer again tomorrow. But other than that, I'm pretty good. I feel better than I was the last couple of days. I had the body shakes.
Oh, yeah.
Big old headaches. It was just bad.
I'm surprised I didn't get as sick as I did when I went out duck hunting, because it went to 48 degrees. I was audibly shivering.
Jeez.
I'm glad that I didn't get sick, man.
Yeah, I'm glad too, man. It's terrible. But let's get into the show. First thing first, let's review over this week's games. Monday night, which is the Packers and Raiders, and then last night's Broncos versus Chiefs. We were wrong. Happily wrong on Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
Raiders pull off a win with the last few seconds interception in the end zone. Man, it had me the edge of my seat. It was not a great game played by either team. Sorry. But those 3 interceptions from the Packers and Love sealed their fate. Raiders had a terrible coached game, but what did you think about what you did see?
Like you said, we were both very wrong on the Raiders front, and we thought that they were going to lose, because Packers are a pretty decent team some of the time. This year, they've been very low, and it was fun to rub it in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw her today. She saw my hat, tried to cover it. She did not want to hear it. I just gave it to her.
So I was pleasantly surprised that the Raiders won.
Yes.
As you said, both of the teams didn't play super great games, but when you're both struggling to reach any means to an end, it was a good game on either side of theirs.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Sadir? Is it Sadir?
Sadler.
Okay. I saw an I. Sorry, Sadler.
Sadir.
I just changed your name. And then the Broncos Chiefs last night. Also, not a great game. But the Chiefs beat the Broncos pretty handily, 11 points. What I took off this game, I don't know how much you saw. It was Sadir.
Yeah, it's going good.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Here to talk some sports and some wrestling. If you have any comments on any of them or anything you want us to talk, let us know. Sadler.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I don't think it's a Broncos quarterback's fault that they cannot score, that they cannot proceed. The receivers, this might be the Chiefs' defense, but the receivers cannot get away from them. They cannot have any space. So it's either throw it away, try to run, or most likely throw a pick, which he threw a few.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's completely on the quarterbacks, on Broncos quarterback, Russell Wilson right now. Specifically on this game, it's just they show no life offensively. Those receivers need to do something. It can't just be one. Jerry Jeudy had a few catches. He's the fastest one there, and no one else really helped out. It was sad to see.
He's putting the I in team.
It's just when there's no separation for your receivers to do anything, and then your offensive line's not protecting you long enough for them to do anything, it's really hard for any production offensively to be done, The Chiefs, again, I think overall, defensively was their highlight. They had a few good offensive plays. They obviously scored more, but it was not like a blow out of the scoring.
Yeah, complete blowout.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, right now, Chiefs are my favorite in the AFC. They're
That's
just looking hot.
That's surprising, but I understand why.
Oh yeah.
At least you're not totally favoritism and blinded by your Bills.
Hey, Daddy was a Broncos team.
Okay. So that game was okay, Chiefs won, whatever. Let's talk about a few. Let's preview this next week coming up, which is Sunday, and I don't know if we got the Monday night game on here. Let me see. Sunday.
A few of the ones that are up. I'm excited to see Eagles and Jets. I'm hoping Eagles complete stomp out on the Jets.
Okay.
Raiders, Patriots. I feel like the Raiders have a hand over Patriots.
I do too. The Patriots are coming off two blowouts, which has never happened in Belichick's era of the Patriots. So either they're going to come out swinging and embarrass us, or their true colors are just going to continue to show this year, and we're just going to have a pretty good game just taking it over, Another game, the 49ers and Browns. Browns are doing decent this year. They do have the number one defense. That's what I want to see, how this offense compares to that. But offensively, we saw a lot of injuries. Their quarterback, I can't remember his name right now, Watson,
yes,
will not be playing. He is out with the shoulder injury. I think he was medically cleared.
Yeah, he went through an MRI scan and he was cleared. And I think there's somebody else, and I don't know what IR stands for.
Injury reserved.
Okay, I think a few of their people are IRs.
Yeah, so he just doesn't feel 100% yet, and it's not like Watson is not a tough guy. I was looking in some shows, and they're talking about how in college he played with the torn ACL.
Okay.
That is no joke, dude.
Yeah.
He played through injuries, so it's not that he's not a tough guy. It's probably something that's going to affect him too much or it'll cause the team to lose.
Oh, my mustache, man.
It's poking your nose.
Oh, yeah.
I hate when that happens.
Got to get some wax on that.
Yeah, I have some over there, but we're rolling. So I have the 49ers here winning. Possibly a tight one just because the Browns' defense is very good.
Okay. But overall, Browns, you don't think Browns can take it? It's
just they're offensively, they're much, much worse.
Logan Paul and KSI fights, huh?
Oh, yeah. I was watching that. So we'll get to that here in a bit. I saw the weigh-ins and the face-offs. It was weird. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Saints-Texans. I'm a Carr fan. He's now with the Saints. Texans are looking hot with the brand-new quarterback. A lot of people are saying he is the best quarterback out of this draft so far. And he's proving it. I think he is out, though. A Colts quarterback is out, which is the next one, Colts-Jags. But Gardner Minshew is in for the Colts, who is also a decent backup.
Okay.
This should be a pretty interesting game. And then the Sunday night game for yours, Bills-Giants. There's a comeback for the Bills. Giants, as you know, if you watch our Monday nights, are top 6 teams and bottom 6. Giants constantly in the bottom 2 or 3 teams.
Oh, yeah. I have no doubt in my mind Bills are going to stomp out the Giants.
I have a feeling after them losing in England, they're going to come for blood.
Oh, yeah. They got red in their eyes, man.
Yeah, for real. And then the last game that we did not post up here, but the Cowboys and Chargers Monday night. Chargers obviously have a good team on paper, have some issues. I don't know if it's time management, coaching, miscommunication somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on where at moments where they should be running all cylinders, they just don't.
Oh, yeah.
And the Cowboys coming out of that big loss to the 49ers, how are they going to bounce back? Are they going to just fall apart, or are they going to come out fighting?
Souther has a question on Patrick Mahomes. Is he going to be the new Tom Brady?
The way the Chiefs are being built, the way they're playing, I have a feeling they will. But I don't think he'll have as many wins, Super Bowl-wise, as Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady, as much as I hate New England, I hate Tom Brady. He was once in a generation talent, especially brain-wise. He was very smart at football. Him and Bill Belichick, obviously 20 years of dominance. I don't think he'll ever be replicated, Sadler. But Chiefs are looking like they're going to be in it every year. Will it be that successful? I personally don't think so. I hope not, because Chiefs are in my division. I fucking don't want to see that. That put us like the Jets, just bottom every year.
I feel like Mahomes is pretty strong, though. I don't know if he'll be on Tom Brady's level, because Tom Brady he's a crazy guy.
Well, it's just Tom Brady, 7 rings. I think it was 9 Super Bowls, 8 or 9 Super Bowl appearances in his 25-plus year career. As good as Mahomes is right now, there's still too much to do. Sadler, he might end up an injury that ends his career here this year, next year. Who knows? But he's still too young in his career to compare him too much like Tom Brady. But I think he is on his way if he continues this, especially with Andy Reid and the Chiefs.
So how long has Mahomes been playing? I'm trying to pull it up right now.
I think like 6 years.
Okay.
5-6 years. 4 or 5 of those years straight AFC championships every year at least. So that means he's on pace to be that Tom Brady level or Peyton Manning level. But a lot of credit has to go to Andy Reid. He is a genius. Now I'm gonna go into a little rant that pissed me off this week. I know we're mostly going to focus, we talked about this on NFL and pro wrestling. When there's big news like a fight coming up, playoffs are here, new season starting, like the NHL's just started a few days ago. We will mention it. We're not going to fixate it too much because we're not so educated on it and we don't want to just talk out of our ass, guys. I'm a big fan of the Dodgers. Okay.
Oh, you are. You got what, like 4 Dodgers hats?
Technically, yes. One of them is turned to a Kings hat, LA Kings hat. But still, it has a big old LA, it's the Dodgers. So this is the 4th or 5th season straight or so that they get 100 wins and get eliminated pretty freaking early in the playoffs. They were eliminated last night or the night before, I don't remember. They got swept by the D-backs, Arizona. Something's got to be changed, man. I love the Dodgers. They played great during the season. It's just playoff come. We got that 1 ring in the COVID year, but a lot of people say it doesn't count, whatever. It counts.
Win's a win, man.
Yes, agreed. Championship is a championship. The thing is, besides that, they've gone to the World Series 2 or 3 other times. They lost to Boston. They lost to Houston, although they were cheaters. Still cheaters. But what really got me more surprised this year, it wasn't just the Dodgers. The 5 best records in a major league are on the borderline of all being eliminated. I think there's one more team left of the top 5 records during the season. So I don't know what happened this year where the underdog said, F it, we're taking you out.
Full send, let's go.
Yeah, let's switch it around. Playoffs, let's go win. Good for them. But what does it matter then in the regular season if you get 100+ wins, you're the top 2, 3, 4, whatever teams. If you cannot push that into the playoffs and continue that role. I will say this: the Dodgers did have a lot of injuries on their pitching staff. They had a pitcher they had to get suspended due to problems outside with the law. Terrible situation. But it's just I'm tired of seeing this where Dodgers are great all year, and then right when crunch time, when it matters, they crumble. So I don't know. Something's got to be done. That's my rant. Anything you want to add to that?
Nah, baseball is a weird place, man.
It is. It is fun to watch live, though. You did go to a game. It's fun.
Oh yeah, it can be very fun.
Yeah. Moving on, we're gonna go straight into pro wrestling. There's a lot of pro wrestling news as well. We went over a few games. Actually, we didn't pick winners before we went to pro wrestling. We didn't pick many winners. So I got the Raiders over the Patriots here. Eagles over Jets. 49ers stomping the Browns. Bills stomping the Giants, obviously. I think the Saints-Texans could be a trap game. I think Saints pull it off a close one. And I think the Jags will beat the Colts in a close one. As much as I want to see the Colts win, I think the Jags pull this off.
I'm pretty ubiquitous with that. I agree with that all the way.
Okay. There's a few other games, but those are the ones that caught our attention, guys. Nothing like the 49ers Cowboys like last week.
No.
But there's some interesting matchups here. Like I said, the 49ers offense versus the Browns defense. Very interesting. Now that we do that, let's go into pro wrestling. There's a lot of news. First off, on NXT TV this week, a lot of big names came up. Cena, auska, Cody with the big announcement that there's a few tournaments coming back.
Oh yeah.
The tournament with his daddy's name on it, the Dusty Classic. It's a tag team tournament coming back. LA Knight was there, and then at the end of the night, Taker comes in. They were going up head to head with AEW Dynamite for the ratings, and this show blew Dynamite out of the water.
This was the highest rating on NXT since 2019, with almost 1 million viewers.
Yeah, that's crazy because I think Dynamite had just a little over 500,000 viewers, so it's almost doubled. But I think the reason why those big names that we just mentioned.
Oh yeah, they're pretty freaking big. It's no joke when you see, especially Undertaker coming back.
Yeah, the last one especially. It's just would have gotten those ratings without them saying any of those names were coming in. I don't think so.
No.
But in that show, there was also two interesting things that happened in my eyes. One, it was great to see the old guard, the current guard, and the new guard that will be soon interacting with Cena, with I think it was Breaker and Strickland. No, was it Strickland?
Trick. And I didn't read up on it, so I'm not 100% sure.
I kind of watched the show. In and out. I was, like I said, I was kind of not feeling well. Cody with big announcements, and then Knight being involved in a special referee, I think, match. And then Taker coming out, Asuka fighting for the first time in a few years in NXT. I mean, it was just a lot of star power. It was one. And it was good seeing them interact with the younger talents, right? And two, I think they not directly, but indirectly said who are our stars, who we think our stars of the future are. One was Braun Breaker, who Taker chokeslammed at the end. And the other one was his opponent. I think you want to say Strickland, but I think I'm wrong.
Against Cody, you said?
No, he was going against Braun Breaker.
So, wait. Cody was against Braun Breaker.
No. Braun Breaker versus this, I think, Strickland. And then Taker came out. But regardless, it showed him. And then I also think they showed a little love to a few others, but I think they those two are the stars of what they see stars of the future, which is cool for them to give them the nod. Like, okay, Here you go, young boy. We're giving you the nod. I also read up on another thing where Taker was talking to Braun Breaker, where they said it was kind of an indirect shot at AEW. As he was telling him, you're still young, you're not ready for this. You're good, but wait your turn.
Oh, yeah.
So, Taker talking to Braun, but I think it was like an indirect message to AEW. That's what they were saying. I'm not going to read that much into it, but it's interesting to think about it. Like I said, this show was pretty cool. On the flip side, we're going to jump all the way to AEW, Dynamite. There were multiple title changes. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to battle those big old names that came in NXT. But Shida wins the women's title again for the third time. And Orange Cassidy wins their international title for a second time in a barn burner versus Ray Phoenix. Really good. Orange Cassidy is a great character. I am excited to see him as a champion again. But other than that, Jay White did a great promo with MJF. Adam Copeland, also known as Edge, had his debut match in AEW.
So good.
Oh my god, dude. I mean, anything he does since he started has been very smooth, very great. He's just good in every aspect. But he beat Luchasaurus in his debut. They attack him, all that after the match. Blah, 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 blah. A pretty good show. It's just they couldn't compete with those names. Too many big names and NXT show, a third brand show. You can't compete with that. And then you saw this news here about Randy Orton.
Oh, yeah. Randy Orton. He was out. We saw him last in May, and he was sidelining. He went and had a fusion spinal surgery, or a fusion surgery. I don't think it said spinal. Apparently, he's coming out on November 25th.
That's the rumored return, right?
No, confirmed return.
Confirmed? Okay.
This is a confirmed return, Randy Orton, November 25th. And they're also bringing it back to the Survivor Series.
Okay, so he might be returning around Survivor Series. That is great. I mean, Randy Orton's obviously one of the greatest. Very, almost natural feel to the industry, to wrestling.
Oh, I remember hearing Randy Orton's name, and it was just something big. Wasn't big into WWE. It wasn't big into wrestling. But Randy Orton was a name you knew.
Yes, exactly. But glad to see he's finally back after a long recovery process. Hope he's okay. Hoping we could see him here soon. Another one that I sent to you, Ronda Rousey was being kind of taunted if she was going to come back or whatever, wrestle whatever. She pretty much said, I would, but there's something called retirement in the way. I think she's done.
Yeah, I hope she's done. A lot of people hope Ronda Rousey is done.
Agreed, just because of this last one, like we talked about when it happened. It was not good. She looked disinterested. You had your moment.
And that was SummerSlam, yeah?
I think so, around that time. She did great for what she did in the beginning. Second round wasn't as great. Go retire, enjoy your family, enjoy your kid. You've done great. Time to move on. This one I'm very happy as well. Not because I don't want to see him succeed or be successful. It's just the toxic traits of it.
CM freaking Punk.
Yes. WWE has reported that, or there's reports, that the talks between CM Punk and WWE are no longer, as WWE is not interested in bringing Punk back. Especially now that I see Hunter or Triple H taking over the creative role. Him and Punk had clashed heads. So,
I think that this is a very good decision for WWE to take this.
Agreed.
Because trying to keep somebody in that shouldn't be, there's no reason. You're throwing fists against a brick wall.
Agreed. You're just smashing your head into a brick wall, like you were mentioning. There was also a podcast with Booker T. Booker T, King Booker, who was talking about the situation. He's like, what would WWE have to gain from this? And he said, I don't see anything to gain from bringing Punk back.
Yep.
And I think the same way. It's just he's shown that he's too much of an ego risk, a toxic to the locker room, to the boys and girls on the back.
Moving sand in a sandbox.
Yeah, it's just he's just going to cause more problems. I think just right into the sunset, Punk, and yeah, it's just pretty much AEW was one of his last chance. He might come back here and there for other stuff, but if it's not one-offs, I kind of don't want to see him, because the more time he spends with people, the more he just wants to be. It's just the toxic comes out of him, the aggressor comes out, and stuff happens, So stay retired, Punk. Stay out of the limelight and enjoy the rest of your life. Like you said, you had enough money for the rest of your life multiple times, so do that. Now, this one I did see. It was reported that Endeavor, which is the company or the name of the combination of UFC and WWE merging, that they're okay with Monday night Raw moving to another night.
They're not. They said that the schedule for Raw is easily changed.
Gotcha.
And they didn't necessarily specify that they were going to change it,
but they
just that it could move if it needed to move.
Gotcha.
And a lot of Raw fans obviously don't want that to happen. Monday Night Raw is a tradition for a lot of people. It's been that way for a long freaking time.
I think 30 years or so.
Yeah, so it's hard to move from tradition like that.
Yeah. The only time I would see it, they should consider moving it, is during the NFL season, when there's Monday night games. That way they're not outshadowed by the NFL, because the NFL is a ratings monster. Good luck fighting against that, but they can do it during like that. So I think they should stay in Monday, regardless. Monday nights. A little bit of bad news now coming up from a former WWE, I think Impact and New Japan wrestler, RH wrestler as well, if I remember correctly. Davey Boy Smith Jr. Unfortunately had to get emergency surgery here recently. He had his appendicitis.
Yeah, and then he also had something with his colon as well.
Yeah.
It was like it started with a D. Yeah, that's all I freaking know.
Remember. But yeah, they said they took part of that too. So P's and T's to him and his family. I hope he gets through this, and we could see him either in the ring or just be healthy. Healthy again. That'll be great. But our thoughts go to you. Hope you're doing all right, and hope all this just blows over. Now, something that finally came out, the trailer for Iron Claw.
Oh, man, you were talking it up when we first started this.
Yes. That is based on the Von Erich family, which is an older Texan wrestling family. Very good story. I'm not going to go too into it. The trailer kind of goes into it a little bit. What do you think of the trailer, man?
Well, first scene, it had a lot of high-end actors as the main characters, and I was pleasantly surprised to see a few. There's the guy that does the bear. He's a chef. I love the dude. He's a great actor.
The shorter one, yeah.
Yeah, you have Zac Efron, I think, played one.
Is ripped.
Oh, yeah, he's
all
shredded.
Look jacked. They all look jacked.
And then there's the other one. I don't remember his name. He was in The Ranch.
I
can't think of his name, but he's also a really good actor. I think he was the 19 again guy. I'm not sure. But either way, it is very exciting to see. I'm very interested. I don't know anything about the Iron Claw family.
The Von Erich family.
The Von Erich family.
So it's called the Iron Claw because the Von Erich's father, his finishing move was the Iron Claw, which is a hand grip over your head.
Gotcha.
So that's why it's called the Iron Claw. What? And I think all his sons also did it as well when they came into the biz. But yeah, it seems like a good documentary type reenactment, which I'm excited for because I know Chavo Guerrero is helping in the stunts and the production side over the wrestling. I know the last Von Erich's son. I'm not gonna go too much into it. I'm just saying that he's involved into the story, and there's dozens of documents that document this family, and that talked about this documentaries and on and on and on. I want to see how close to what I know of this history of the Von Erich family is. I think we should do a review.
I will be definitely interested in doing a review, breakdown, all of that. It seems like it is an excellent opportunity.
Yes. So we're gonna have that for you here in our another nights that we do it. And finally, we're gonna do what we said we're gonna start doing Fridays. Mondays we have our top 6 teams and our bottom 6 teams. Yeah, it is very interesting.
So I did want to roll back real quick
Yes.
to Logan Paul and KSI fights.
Forgot about that. Go ahead and continue.
Well, I was hoping that you were going to take it off. All I saw mostly was Logan Paul starting having a little baby fit and throwing around microphones, and
not only him, the fighter when they were doing the standoffs, it was like
Dylan Dennis face off.
Yeah, it was. They were like glassed off, like almost like it was still COVID years. They couldn't get to each other. I'm like, they're gonna punch each other's face in. Why are they glassed off now? Whatever. I think it was more a safety thing. But one of the face off, I think it was KSI, the father of the other guy or one of their trainers, was trying to break that glass hard to get to KSI. KSI did not blink, did not do anything, but it was funny. I'm not too big, unfortunately, on celebrity fights, and that's what I kind of think KSI, and as good as Logan Paul is in the ring, wrestling wise, I think he's still somewhat of a celebrity. And
he's still he still has a mentality about him. Logan Paul wore a face mask to the weigh-in.
I did see that. Okay, it's just like I said. A lot of this is probably just them hyping up the fight. Just talking to appeal more to, get those ratings to get more people talking. Like I said, I'm not too interested in celebrity fights. They'll probably have a decent fight. I would much rather see 2 professional, top of their league fighters go at it. Like the UFC fight card next week. It's going to be very good. We'll talk about that, I think, next week a little bit, if you're down.
Okay.
Now, let's go back into the storyline predictions. Do you have any storyline predictions here on the tag team belts, Judgment Day, LA Knight that is kind of being put to the next fighter against Roman Reigns?
The biggest thing that I'm seeing right now is there's big moves between the Bloodline and Judgment Day. And hype between the fights. For sure. I see a lot of big things happening between Judgment Day and Bloodline. With the Judgment Day, I'm hoping there is a structural deterioration.
I think there will be as well. I have that sensation. How do you perceive that happening, though?
I kind of feel like Mama Ripley kicks away
Dum
Dom for being too attached and can't stand on his own. Okay. And she attacks that on him because bad girl,
Yeah, okay. I see that. That's not bad. I agree with the Judgment Day having issues. Now, what I see is hopefully For Survivor Series, they go against Bloodline, and they deteriorate there in front of everybody, and it's Priest, because we've already seen that edginess on Priest with the new guy that's trying to get in. I can't remember his name right now. The smaller guy, but we've already seen that aggressive side on him. Even against Dom, we've seen it. With Finn in the beginning, we've seen it. So I think he's the one that's going to push out of the Judgment Day at Survivor Series. I think that's either he's going to betray him and just leave him there to die. To die. Not literally, but on the match. Or something happens where they lose and then they betray him. But regardless, it's going to involve Priest, I think, to turn him babyface so he could go for a championship with his briefcase.
Oh, yeah.
One that I have is LA Knight and Roman Reigns.
LA Knight, Roman Reigns.
I have a few ideas. The thing is, I'm not sure LA Knight's the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. He is extremely hot. Don't get me wrong. He is extremely hot right now. The crowd love him. But this is what I see. A possibility. LA Knight challenges for the title this next pay-per-view, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. For Universal World Champ.
Yep. Gets him on a visual 3 count. That means pins him.
Yeah.
No ref involved. So technically he doesn't win. Then somehow loses, right? Doesn't get nothing. Wins the Royal Rumble with Cody Rhodes at the same time. They both win it simultaneously. Somehow, hopefully they don't restart like they did Bautista and Cena match, but
oh man, you just kicked up so much things that my head's turning now.
Exactly, right? So both of them fight. Now guess what? Both of them fight Roman Reigns. He doesn't need to be involved. There's a lot of shenanigans, obviously, at WrestleMania. And Cody Rhodes comes out on top. Then Cody and Knight have a thing. But we will see.
I'm not going to dig too much further into what I think would be after that, because it's unexplained, and I have a lot of things turning in my head about that right now.
Especially when I started.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it in a minute, but not for here.
That's mine. But yeah, that's interesting. A lot could happen. Obviously, we're not in charge of any of this, so this is just our imagination running wild. Now, our next one, our top 6 wrestlers of the week. We do have a slight list here. Remember, this is just between the big companies like AEW, WWE, New Japan, Impact, and stuff like that. The bigger companies in the world. I made this list. You've looked into it a little bit on there. Who are your top 6? Leave out 1 so we could both go at the same time on 1. So 2 through 5, whichever order you want to go to.
All right.
2 through 6, yeah.
So just looking at the list, I didn't actually write down any numbers, but top wrestlers, what I'm seeing, I'm going to put Adam at 6. Adam Copeland.
Okay, Edge?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
He's doing pretty hot. A lot of things could be happening right now. MJF, there's a lot of beef between Adam and MJF that I am ready for.
Also with Jay White.
Yeah. So I'll put MJF at 5.
Adam at 6.
Adam at 6. MJF at 5. And then FTB. What's FTB?
FTR. Yeah, that's a tag team. So one thing I'm going to do here that I didn't explain to you, we're going to explain. Tag teams we can put together.
Okay, that works.
If there's a good movement tag team like FTR, they're just been a nonstop tear, you could add them as a team.
And then just for a name throw out, I'm going to throw out Naito for 4.
Okay. He won the G1 Climax and is going to fight for the New Japan Pro Wrestling champ.
Oh yeah, Naito's always been hot, man.
Yeah, he's been good for years. His character, I'm going to show you more of it, but he's very good. Okay, so that's your 5, 6, and your 4.
Yep.
Who are your 3 and 2?
I'm gonna go with Knight for no. Jey Uso for 3.
Ooh, okay.
Knight for 2.
And number 1 we'll hold on.
Yep, number 1 we're holding.
Okay. So for me, I had this all completely different, and I'm about to change it.
I see you changed it a couple of times.
Yes, I did. Just because there's a lot going on. I'm putting Jade Cargill at 6. She just signed with WWE and appeared in all their shows, including the pay-per-view this last weekend. And hasn't even wrestled yet. So there's a lot of hype. She's doing it great. They're pushing her. I'm loving this. So she's at 6. At 5, I'm going to put Naito for the same reasons you did. He's obviously G1 Climax winner, the hardest tournament in professional wrestling, sports entertainment. Is like, I think they do 38 matches in 30 days. It is ridiculous.
It is such a heavy competition.
Or 28 in 30 days, something like that. It's crazy. At number 4, I'm going to put Edge. Yes, I'm going to put Edge. Unfortunately, we only have 6 spots. That's all we're doing. At 3, I have Cody Rhodes. And 2, Jey Uso, the second part of that tag team champion.
All right.
So who is your number 1?
I'm gonna go with Cody on this. Cody is.
I knew you were gonna go there.
Cody is there for me, man.
Okay.
He is hot. He's making a lot of noise. He's also being very humble about a lot of things. Yeah. I just like how Cody is holding himself right now. He just won tag team with Jey Uso.
Yes.
They are doing awesome. I see a lot of big things happening for Cody right now.
Yes. And that's why I have him 2, 3. I have Cody at 3 just because Jey Uso, I think, has done a lot to push himself into that main event spot and tagging with Cody. That interview, too, after.
Oh, it was a great interview.
Yeah, it was great. Great energy from both, even though they were a little lubricated with a little bit of... But that was funny. Even Triple H came after. It was like, that was great. All right. My number 1 was, I think, your number 2 or 3. L.A. Knight. Yeah. I think he has all the energy in the world right now. All the momentum in the world. The crowd is crazy behind him. And the people in the back are noticing, and they're starting to push him. Like I said, he's going against Roman Reigns most likely here for the title. Is he going to win? I think he still has more work to do. But that shows you that the company is testing it and seeing if they could push him to that superstardom, which I think he is. I think he's just the stars is the limit for him. I do want to see him win a title. I'm just not sure it's 100% now, his time. But yeah, that's our list. Let us know in the comments if you have any doubts, anything you want to change, or if you agree, disagree, give us your list down below. You have anything else you want to add?
I'm not going to lie. I was a little surprised you didn't throw in Sonata into the list.
Okay.
But...
So the reason I think we're going to do a little bit of this right before we cut off. We leave. The reason I haven't put him is I haven't seen... I think he's been a little bit, just a little bit, of a style champion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm not saying he's a bad champion. I think that this rivalry, if it's built correctly, it should be very intense because Sonata betrayed Naito and the Ingobernables de Japón.
Thank you for good list.
Thank you. But it should be built good. like a blood feud almost between Sonata and Naito for New Japan. And if that match lives up to the hype, it is very physical or whatever, violent. No matter Sonata wins or loses, that will elevate him.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Sonata Naito.
Yeah. Regardless, that's the only reason I pulled him out of the top 6.
Gotcha.
I think he wouldn't be in the top 10 either, though. I'm looking at the list right now. I don't know if he'll be in the top 10. Ooh, he might just make it to top 10. But regardless, that's our list. Thank you, Sadler, for the good list. Sadir. I'm just going to call you Sadir going forward. But regardless, thank you guys for watching. Anything you want us to talk about for the next one, let us know down below. But other than that, remember, take anything we say with a grain of salt. We're two doofuses, two jokers that just like to talk about sports and wrestling. It's just our thoughts. It's a little bit of facts with a little bit of humor and our beliefs, our thoughts. If you don't like it, you get offended, whatever. Move along. It's fine. We're not made for you. We don't need you to waste your time here. Go watch something that you will enjoy. Other than that, remember to be grateful for the stuff you do have, for the problems you don't have, because it could always be worse.
Oh yeah.
Just look at the situation in the Middle East. I'm not gonna say much more on that. Also, T's and P's to everybody involved in that.
Oh yeah.
There's a terrible situation to both sides. There's a lot of innocence involved. That needs to be stopped. Well, other than that, I've been Lobo.
I've been Jax.
See you next time. This was Joker's Wild Side.